Hello and welcome to Matador News. I'm Laura Ponce.
And I'm Aracelly Solis.
Los Angeles and Long Beach truckers are protesting against two trucking firms. Protest organizers say the two companies have been stealing their money and demand a new contract. The truckers say they are improperly classified as independent contractors, leaving them with fewer workplace protections and lower pay than if they were company employees. Drivers have set up picket lines in Compton and Carson and will picket terminals if company trucks try to enter. City officials fear that if the strike spreads, it will close ports across the West Coast.
The 31st annual CSUN Powwow is 2 weeks away. Matador News reporter Helen Mora is in the Sundial room with the details.
Hi, thanks guys. I'm here with Pauline, Alvarez, an American Indian Student Association council member. And thank you for being here with us today. Can you give us a brief overview of what the powwow event, what to expect at the powwow event?
So what we have at our powwow is, of course, the dancers. We have traditional dancers come in, and then we also have vendors. So various vendors such as selling Native American jewelry and stuff like that. And we'll also have a fry bread booth. Everybody loves fry bread at powwows. And we'll also have a kids arts and crafts table. So that's which people can expect. It's a social gathering.
And in your flyer, you promote different roles, like the head guard and the head man. Can you tell us what those roles mean?
So for head man, head woman, those various roles, we invite them to be our head man or our head woman. And they're respectable people within the Native community. And pretty much they'll lead certain dances. They'll lead our powwow event that day.
That's it. And lastly, can you tell us how this event can help preserve the American Indian culture?
Well, not only does it preserve, but it also brings the Native American community within LA County together. As you may know, Native American Heritage Month is in November, so usually there are a ton of other events, but it preserves it in a way that we keep traditions going, and also we invite anyone to come. That way they can, learn a little more about Native culture and Native traditions.
And when is the event?
The event is on November 29th. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay, thank you, and back to you guys in the studio.
Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel is testifying on Capitol Hill on the threat posed by ISIS terrorists. Hagel says the group is trying to establish its own radical Islamic state in Syria and Iraq. A chanting protester interrupted Hagel as he delivered his opening statement before the Senate Armed Services Committee. The man was quickly escorted out of the hearing room. Hagel says the U.S. effort to defeat ISIS will take some time.
CSU trustees are meeting today to address the budget, among other things. A so-called success fee has been implemented on some CSU campuses. The fee has cost some students up to $800. Students are protesting, saying that they want more information about the fee increase. The meeting will also address the proposed 3% pay hike for chancellors, campus presidents, and other executives.
South Los Angeles residents say they are frustrated by the little information that has been disclosed about Azales Ford's controversial shooting. The mentally ill man was fatally shot 3 months ago by the police. LAPD officials have yet to release the results of an autopsy done on the 25-year-old man. South LA residents accuse the LAPD of failing to keep Chief Charlie Beck's promise of transparency after the killing. Councilman Curran Price says he is prepared to take further action if they don't have answers for the community soon.
CHP officers are investigating a deadly crash on the southbound 110 freeway in downtown LA. Officers say a wrong-way driver hit a pickup truck head-on, killing himself and the other driver. The collision happened around 1:19 this morning when a caller reported a white Acura sedan traveling around 100 miles per hour on the wrong side of the road.
In California, gun rights activists are declaring victory after a ruling from the Federal Appeals Court. The panel ruled that the state cannot intervene in San Diego's right to enforce its own concealed weapon policy. The U.S. Ninth District Circuit Court of Appeals ruled 2-1 against Attorney General Kamala Harris's attempt to intervene in San Diego's looser policy. The effect of the ruling is that county sheriffs will be able to issue more concealed weapons permits.
Ukraine officials say the buildup of Russian troops is getting worse in the eastern region of Ukraine, and they fear for the country's security. NATO officials say Russia has been sending more troops, military hardware, and tanks into the region. Russia denies the reports as propaganda. Fighting continues in the region despite a recent ceasefire agreement. The U.S. ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, says Russia is pursuing war while talking peace. Yesterday, Russia's Prime Minister Vladimir Putin announced that he plans to send aircraft bombers to the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, near U.S. shores, to maintain its military presence in the West.
Scientists are worried about the location of the lander Philae. The lander craft, about the size of a small refrigerator, landed on a comet 310 million miles from Earth yesterday. But the solar-powered lander is stuck in the shadow of a cliff. Many at the European Space Agency have gone without sleep the last few days, nervously anticipating whether Philae's difficult journey would end in success. Philae has enough power for about 64 hours and solar panels to extend that for an hour each day. But the lander is only getting 1.5 hours of sunlight when it should be getting 6 to 7. Despite this, scientists say that they are pleased with the mission and what they've accomplished already.
Now let's toss it over to Vanessa Escalera with the latest news in business.
Thank you, Aracelly. U.S. drivers will be saving some extra money right on time for holiday shopping. Rising oil production has led to the reduction in oil prices, and a tank of gas is expected to remain under $3 in 2015 for much of the country. Government is saying that because gas prices have dropped 45 cents in the last months, this will be the norm next year. If gas prices stay low, U.S. consumers will save about $61 billion. The average cost of attending college is up again this year. The College Board says college tuition in the U.S. has increased faster than the rate of inflation. Tuition and fees for private nonprofit colleges grew 3.7 on average to $31,000 this academic year. Foreign state residents at four-year public universities costs rose 2.9% to $9,000. It was reported that inflation increased 1.4% in the year through September. The good news is that increases this year are smaller than the average in the past years. Stocks are looking good this morning as corporate earnings keep rising. Viacom is up 5% and Walmart is up 4%. Crude oil is at a four-year low, which resulted in the fall of energy stocks. At last check, the Dow rose 21 points to 17,633. The toy maker Hasbro is in talks to buy DreamWorks Animation Studios. DreamWorks' Jeffrey Katzenberg would remain chairman of the buyout. DreamWorks is known for blockbuster hits such as Shrek and the Madagascar series. Representatives from both companies refuse to speak about the reports. DreamWorks stocks have risen 15% and Hasbro's have dropped by 4% since word got out. Matador News reporter Nicky Hathaway is in the newsroom to tell CSUN students how they can find careers at today's Sundial job fair.
A job fair is being held today for students who want jobs at the Sundial in writing, design, marketing, and more. Students have already been advised to bring in their resumes, but I went over to find out from faculty advisor Gretchen Macchiarella what some candidates can do to make themselves stand out above the others.
Well, we have a really broad range of job openings, from sales through our editorial, print production, even cartooning and graphic design. So the only thing we really want from people is enthusiasm for what we do here.
The Sundial is looking to hire over 20 students to work in the spring 2015 semester. Interested students can come to room 140 in Manzanita Hall from 11 to 1 and 2 to 4 today. Good luck, Matadors. Now back to the studio for health news.
Liberia has announced it will be ending the country's Ebola state of emergency. Liberia and other West African countries have advanced clinical trials for an Ebola vaccine. Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf says there has been enough progress to lift the state of emergency status in her country. The health organization Doctors Without Borders will be leading the trials. Dr. Anik Anti-Aaron says the trials are in priority in West Africa.
In this unprecedented Ebola outbreak that has been affected 3 countries in West Africa, finding a treatment to prevent mortality is a must.
As a part of its emergency measures, Liberia has closed schools, banned large public events, and shut down markets. Now Phillip Sugarman will give us the latest on sports news.
A FIFA judge has cleared Russia and Qatar of corruption in their winning bids to host the World Cup. The FIFA Ethics Board has found no proof of bribes or PACs in the initial investigation. FIFA prosecutor Michael Garcia says he does not agree with the committee's decision. Garcia is expected to appeal the decision soon. The Cy Young Award winners are announced. Corey Kluber has beat out Felix Hernandez for the American League Pitching Prize. The 28-year-old righty went 18-9 and had a 2.44 ERA in his first full major league season and 269 strikeouts.
Yeah, I don't know if I really could right now. I think I'm definitely surprised. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting this result, but I mean, it's just a credit to all the hard work and stuff that, you know, I've put in through the past. There's been a lot of people that have helped me out along the way, and so you know, it's a lot of things got to come together at the right time.
Clayton Kershaw won the Cy Young Award for the National League. He led the majors in victories and ERA and threw a no-hitter. He went 21-3 with his 1.77 ERA for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's just a huge honor. You know, I think to be associated with the guys that won the Cy Young Award and really just getting to have my name put up with some of those guys is unbelievable.
Kershaw joined Sandy Koufax as the only Dodger to win 3 Cy Young Awards. Kershaw will find out today if he is the first National League pitcher to win the MVP award and both awards since Bob Gibson in 1968. The Los Angeles Lakers lost against the New Orleans Pelicans by a score of 109-102. Kobe Bryant finished with 33 points, but he had to take 28 shots to do it. Solid defense against the Lakers created opportunities for the Pelicans to run with the game. Anthony Davis had 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 block shots. The Pelicans dominated the Lakers inside the paint, outscoring them 60-34. The Pelicans shot 54% compared to 41% from the Lakers. The Lakers lost their second straight game and dropped to 1-7 this season. They face the Spurs tomorrow night. Now let's toss it back to news.
Thanks, Phil. Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Laura Ponce.
And I'm Aracelly Solis. Have a great day.